I'm Tanisha Arena, and you're listening to Unapologetic. We're at the tail end of July, moving into August, and I've got lots of friends who are in this space of what is going to happen when my kids go back to school. What is that even going to look like? Are they going to school all day? Are they going to school part of the day? Are they being homeschooled? And we've got a government that is really looking to sacrifice children in the midst of COVID-19. And I think that we all have to consider what public education is looking like, what we expect from it, and the impacts to our children. Because of course, with all things in our capitalist society, who's disproportionately affected? Betsy DeVos came on, and she's the Secretary of Education, and she had a bookcase behind her with no books. And how's that for a visual? It came out today that the occupant of the White House, his child, will not be returning to school. And I'm thinking, well, if his kid can't go, why are any of ours, right? Whose kid is worth this sacrifice? And not only is there the impact to young people who would be going into this environment that they're totally unfamiliar with, because how do you have kindergartners socially distant? Do they understand what that is, right? Will they wear a mask all day? There was an educator in Florida, which is a coronavirus hotspot, that said that they basically have no authority to enforce that the students wear masks. And if you can't enforce this new piece of a dress code, how do we contain this pandemic? How do we get away from this? And again, whose kids are sacrificial? And why are we in a situation where some parents have to decide, I can't be an educator at home and do my job? You know, whose time do we value? Whose expertise do we value? And for the teachers that would be required to show up in this new way, and kids will go home to their families, grandparents, moms, dads, whoever, teachers will go home to their families, and with whatever germs go around. What has our education become? What has our society become when we can't or won't decide to protect our children? And I'm going to throw this out there. Is COVID-19 any different than school shootings? Because again, our legislators could decide that this is not the kind of world that we want to have, but they won't. And here we are with this pandemic, in the midst of a pandemic, and who's making the decisions? Whose life matters?